Saleja ma'am, please start.
Okay, fine. Good afternoon to all the teachers and students of Dudupudi School who have gathered here today. We are all coming to you on behalf of FOXY, which means Federation of Gynecological Societies of India. We are 36,000 gynecologists, lady doctors all over India who are working for this cause. Today we have come to you to sensitize you and tell you that it is not okay to accept any type of violence, whether it is against men or women. I'll start the program now, share my screen and start the first PPT. We would like you students to listen and interact with us, ask any queries you have got, any teacher or student who wants to speak, you are most welcome. This is not a class. We are just interacting with you and sensitizing you. Before I start my session, I would like you all to listen to Dr. Santa Kumari, who is the first Telugu president of FOXY. Please listen to her.
Dear friends, Foxians, and the women of my country, I am Dr. Santa Kumari, President of the Federation of Obstetrics and Gynecological Societies of India. As a doctor and a woman myself, I have observed very closely how prevalent violence against women is across the strata of our society and the enormous impact it has on the health of our women. My theme for the year as the President FOXY is FOXY for all always and DHEERA, Stop Violence Against Women.
Dr. Shanta Kumari, who has relentlessly campaigned for the issues of girl child. I was happy to be the ambassador of FOXY FIGO-OX in 2013, and I hope that me being an ambassador has motivated a lot of girls and many families.
Violence against women is a serious human rights violation, leading to injury and sometimes even death. Unfortunately, 1 in 3 women experience some sort of physical and sexual violence during their lifetime. Violence in pregnancy is also widely prevalent, leading to unwanted pregnancies, unsafe abortions, neglected pregnancies with no antenatal care, all these contributing to maternal morbidity and near miss. As obstetricians and gynecologists, we have a great opportunity to assess and support women who experience violence because of the unique opportunity where we get to see them during the pregnancy, during the family planning visits, during their annual checkups, and multiple other times when they come to us. I strongly believe that by eliminating the violence against women, we are not only reaching the SDG goals, but also creates a just and equal society for our women. Until we make men and boys active partners, we can never end the violence against women. In an endeavor to sensitize our own fraternity, my initiative of DHEERA was started to eliminate violence against women.
I completely support her vision and mission as President FOXY and also especially support her campaign, DHEERA, Stop Violence Against Women.
It was in 2016 at the launch of DHEERA. We brought together the police, the obstetrician gynecologists, the National Commission for Women, the women and men on one single platform to wear orange and say no to violence against women. We organized the public forum and cyclothon to launch our DHEERA. In 2017 at the FOXY FIGO Congress, we partnered with men and organized the bikeathon and the flash mob. The high point of DHEERA was at the International FIGO Congress at Rio, Brazil in 2018. The declaration on no to violence against women was signed with FIGO and WHO. It was here global societies pledged their support to end this violence against women. The DHEERA campaign and march at the World Congress of FIGO in Rio in 2018 got wide international publicity. No change is possible unless the young minds adopt it and make it a part of their life. Young minds are open and creative. They accept change. FOXY has always worked with adolescents for their health and well-being. DHEERA this year adds a new page. I'm happy to share with you all that we are launching the DHEERA online school certification course across the length and breadth of our country in all the schools. Foxy for all always. DHEERA, stop violence against women.
You listen to Dr. Shanta Kumari. She has been working since the last 6 years on this project, and now she has tied up with UNICEF, representing Foxy from India. I am starting the first session today. Yeah. What exactly is violence against women and how DHEERA plays into it? I will be telling you about this. DHEERA is an initiative started by Dr. Shanta Kumari, who is the president of the Federation of Obstetric and Gynecological Societies of India. Today we are going to speak to you about what is DHEERA, what is violence against women, what are the types, how do we manage this, and about peer pressure. This is a reminder for you, just like you have done registration and pre-test, after this session of 2 hours is completed, you'll have to submit the post-test and feedback. Then you'll receive a certificate from UNICEF and Foxy. What exactly is DHEERA? The meaning of DHEERA is being courageous. There is a lot of power in being courageous together. And we have been tweeting hashtag DHEERA together with a target of 1 lakh tweets in the Twitter. Let me at the outset tell you, not all men practice violence against women. We are not saying that all men are perpetuating it, but this is the truth that every woman lives with the threat of male violence every single day of her life all over the earth. You must have read about your rights, your duties in your civics subject. To live your life without fear is a basic human right, and this violence against women is a global violation of human rights. It has both short-term and long-term implications in future, which may be physical, financial, or psychological. Whatever capacity a girl or a woman has to contribute to society, this violence is preventing her from doing that. And it has got enormous impact on society because of this. And the last 2 years, we have all gone through the COVID pandemic, which has led to lockdowns. It has reduced our mobility, heightened our isolation, increased our stress, and also the economic uncertainty. And this has led to an alarming increase in domestic violence at home. You are too young to have really witnessed any violence against women, or some of you might have seen a woman being beaten or threatened or scolded in your neighborhood, school, or home. Do you all really think this is right? And is there a word to describe such behavior? Let's go ahead and have a look. It is called violence against women. This is the most shameful violation of human rights occurring all over the world. It really knows no boundaries of geography. No country is left out of this. It does not have any boundary of culture or wealth. It is seen in rich families, poor families. Everywhere women are being subjected to violence. As long as this violence continues, we can't really have any progress towards equality, development, and peace. Look at this picture. At the outset, you can see a man and a woman dancing happily together. But in the background, he might be forcing her to live in fear, which can be physical, mental, or sexual fear. Why exactly this tree has found its roots in our society? There are many reasons for this. We'll be going into each one of them now. Here you can see in our society, since generations, males have been kept on a pedestal and women are being suppressed. We give preference for males. Girls are considered as burdens. Can you imagine a girl is killed even before she is born, when she is in her mother's womb? If they get to know that it is a female child, And even a baby, a just born tender baby is being killed if it is a female. This is happening even in India. We are neglecting female health issues also. What is patriarchy? At your home, at your school, you must have noticed many a number of times, most of the decisions are taken by males and females are not given the liberty to even give an advice or take a decision. This is a system of society or government which has been there since many generations, where men hold the power and women are largely excluded from power, even at the government level. And decision making rests mainly with the male in the family. There has been gender stereotyping. Girls have been expected to be faithful. They think girls should be emotional, tolerant, sympathetic, and boys should be competitive, logical, aggressive, independent. This is not correct. Any person can be of any character irrespective of gender. It is not wrong for girls to be competitive or independent. Neither it is wrong for a boy to feel emotions or express their emotions and being dependent on somebody. What is sexism? This is a prejudice depending on gender. There is stereotyping for behaviors. There's discrimination typically against women based on gender. Can you think of any examples of these? We'll be going into them now. Toxic masculinity, where a boy is taught that you are to be strong, you should not cry, you are the boss, you will control. This pressure on a male is taking its toll on the mental health of some males. You should understand that it is not wrong for a boy or a man to feel any type of emotion and express it and ask for help. Why really we doctors have come to you today to talk about this work? Because we lady doctors, gynecologists are the points of contact, first point of contact for a family who recognize changes in their lifestyle which affects the health of a female, because many serious health problems can result because of violence rooted against women. Most of the health problems of women, you must have noticed elderly females at your home complaining, I have this ache, that ache. When you take them to a doctor for checkup, doctor tells you that there is nothing wrong physically. There, the thing we should understand is their complaints root is in the ill treatment they are getting at home, which is resulting in those symptoms. You won't detect anything physically by examination or test. You just have compassion towards them, have empathy towards them, talk to them, they'll be relieved of their complaints. Why DHEERA? This is a campaign founded by our Foxy president, Dr. Kumari, to stop violence against women, with her hard work being put into this since the last 6 years. The Violence Against Women campaign is an all India initiative to sensitize students of your age group. And we have 36,000 lady doctors who are doing the groundwork for this together to sensitize 5 lakh boys and girls and 15,000 teachers all over India. We always say, teach your son to respect women. A boy will imitate whatever he sees at home. He sees his father ill-treating his mother, he thinks it is okay. It is not okay. We should understand that boys are watching. They are waiting and listening to our behavior, not necessarily what we speak outwardly. Hashtag DHEERA together. Let us make this tweet in Twitter and add our courageous voice and reach the target of 1 lakh plus tweets saying no to violence against women. This is a reminder again for the post-test and feedback which you have to submit after this program to get the certificate from UNICEF. I'm going ahead with my next session. Before we interact, Yeah. After telling you what is violence against women, I'm going to tell you now about the types of war. I'll be elaborating one by one the physical, psychological, or a combination type of violence which is happening in our society. A reminder again for your post-test and feedback. Coming to physical violence. Do you recognize this girl? Is Lakshmi Agarwal, on whose life the movie Chapak was made. At the tender age of 15 years in 2005, a 32-year-old male made romantic advances towards her, which she refused for that simple reason of saying no. He attacked her and put acid on her face, for which she underwent multiple surgeries. So much of torment she must have undergone, so much of suffering for a simple no. Every one of us have a right to say no, and everyone should respect the others' yes or no. We should understand that. What can we do if such an attack is threatened or attempted? We must immediately report to a trusted adult or police and stay away from the person who is threatening you. Always travel in groups if such a threat is there. Under Section 326B IPC, imprisonment for up to 5 to 7 years can be given to the person who is making such an attack. Make sure you get treatment as soon as possible. Talk to your parents or teachers, whomever you trust, and stay away from the perpetrator of that crime. If you report attack to the authorities, Section 326A IPC can be charged and up to 10 years imprisonment can be given, which may extend to imprisonment for life. This is not a joke. Fine can be charged to meet the medical expenses of the victim also. When a girl who has completed 18 years, she is a major according to our constitution, she decides that she likes somebody and wants to marry that person. The family thinks he's an outsider, not from our community, and they think this is against the reputation of their family, and they kill the girl and or boy. How horrendous this can be. Her opinion is not respected, and this leads to honor killing. What is femicide? It's a gender-based crime where society prefers males over females, where an abortion of fetuses even before they are born, when they are in their mother's womb, or killing of a newborn tender female child. This is called femicide. Sexual assault. Any act in which a man touches a woman or compels her to get naked forcefully without her consent comes under this crime, and it is punishable under Section 354 IPC with up to 5 years of imprisonment. Why don't they understand that this assault causes such long-term mental trauma to the victim? It gets so difficult for her to come out of it and come back to a normal mental status. If any one of you see such thing happening, stop it or call help. Don't encourage it, even if your friend is the abuser. You remember the Nirbhaya episode in Delhi, which brought the Nirbhaya Act 2013, and Section 375 IPC is useful to protect women against any type of rape. And 354A IPC protects against sexual harassment or any type of unwanted physical contact. The POCSO Act protects minors less than 18 years from sexual abuse. If you are a survivor, if you have faced any such situation, don't be ashamed. You are not to blame. Do not take a bath or wash yourself. Don't change your clothes. Just write down what happened. Inform your elders, parents, teachers, inform the police, but report in a timely manner so that there is evidence. Don't be afraid to speak up because you are not at fault, and if you leave it at that, that abuser is bound to repeat the same and somebody else will be facing the same situation again. What is psychological violence? It can be financial manipulation, whether a woman is working or not working, even if she is an earning member, her finances, her accounts are being controlled by males of the family. She is not given a right to buy anything of her choice. She has to take permission from her husband or in-laws. This is called financial manipulation. There is emotional abuse at many households where a person's self-worth is undermined by constantly criticizing her, by calling her names, by speaking low about her in front of children, not letting her see friends or family because of jealousy. The signs of emotional abuse, the time we come to understand that somebody is undergoing emotional abuse is when they are overreacting for small things, they feel guilty for anything which goes wrong. Somebody at home is controlling you, telling you what dress to wear, where to go, when to go. They are not allowing you to have any opinion of yours. They blame you for everything which goes wrong. They threaten to hurt themselves. You should understand that this is a subtle way of emotional abuse. Sometimes we don't even realize that we are undergoing emotional abuse. Once. Bullying, or what you hear in colleges, ragging. This is a continuous verbal or physical harassment. Like if a boy asks a girl to come out, she rejects him, his ego is hurt. To cover up his pride, he starts rumors against that girl, saying bad things about her, calling derogatory terms, pouring water on her homework, throwing eggs at her house, and encouraging his friends also to tease her whenever they see her. If something like this takes place and you see it, who do you contact? We'll be going through all this through in our next sessions. You have been having online classes since the last 1.5 years, and almost all of you have come to know how to handle an electronic gadget. These electronic gadgets are being used to do cyberbullying, which is an online form of bullying or abuse. When technology is used to send harassing or embarrassing, hateful messages to shame or control them, they can be exclusion from a WhatsApp group simply because they didn't listen to what the admin of that group said, or spreading negative gossip about that person in family or friends, creating a fake account in that person's name or asking for money, constantly posting offensive or threatening messages, or by tricking, asking us to reveal personal information and then sharing it on public platforms, continuously following us online. All these are forms of cyberbullying. And females, unfortunately, are twice more likely to be victims of cyberbullying. What can you do if you are being cyberbullied? Get in contact immediately with the customer service representatives and always take screenshots of those messages or videos sent to you as evidence. Complaint in the cyber investigation cell. Once you give a complaint, the abuser's account will be continuously followed and tracked. Further evidence will be gathered and stringent punishment will be there for that perpetrator. If you are unable to report to cyber cell, simply lodge an FIR or reach women-oriented she teams. What is stalking? When an individual continuously follows a woman or repeatedly tries to contact her without her consent, this can occur in cyber stalking also. Section 354D IPC can punish the person for such crime for up to 3 years. You should understand that you should not make a girl uncomfortable by continuously following her, finding out which classes she is attending, joining the same classes, and their friends also encourage them, comparing them to popular roles that actors have played in Bollywood movies in such following. You should understand that movies are different, life is different. What is voyeurism? The watching or taking pictures of women without their consent, without their knowledge, which is punishable under section 354C IPC. You must have seen the movie Drishyam, for which sequel also came, where this voyeurism was done and the entire sequence of events resulted. For this crime, abuser can be imprisoned up to 3 to 7 years if it is repeatedly done. Eve teasing, unwanted remarks or sexual advances in public place to insult a woman is eve teasing and punishable under section 294 IPC and 509 IPC. When someone threatens you to cause grievous hurt or death or to destroy your property, this is criminal intimidation, punishable under section 503 IPC for up to 2 years imprisonment. We are not telling you all this for you to memorize the sections or anything. We just need you to understand that these are not trivial crimes and they have been mentioned in our criminal code as punishable. There are particular sections for them, and imprisonment and fine can be given only if you speak up and report any such event. Sexual harassment, unwelcome sexual advances or remarks, requesting for sexual favor, showing pornography without consent, all come under sexual harassment, can be reported under section 354A IPC, which is punishable up to 3 years imprisonment. A combination of these physical and psychological occurs in our households, that is domestic violence. It necessarily need not be between a married couple. It can be any person at home who is trying to gain power or control over the partner by subjecting them to violence. Please understand, the violence only contains the alphabet's love. Where there is violence, there cannot be any love. Examples of these domestic violence are using emotional abuse, isolating a person, intimidating a person, financially trying to control the person, using children to blackmail them, denying them any wish or blaming them for everything, trying to gain power or control over them. This becomes a vicious cycle. Once in the beginning, they'll be looking after you well, slowly the cycle of abuse starts, and when you start protesting against it, they'll say, I'm sorry, this will not be repeated. For a short period, it would be fine, but the cycle of abuse comes back again and goes round and round unless we strongly try to stop it at some point of time. In 2005, the Domestic Violence Act was brought about, which covers physical, sexual, verbal, and financial economic abuse. If you report it, it grants immediate protection and punishes the abuser with imprisonment up to 3 years. We all must come together to end this violence against women, one step at a time, doing anything which is possible on our part. A reminder again for your post-test and feedback, after which certificate will be awarded to all of you from UNICEF. Let us all tweet #DHEERA together and add to 1 lakh plus tweets in Twitter saying no to violence against women. Thank you all for your patient hearing. Any student or teacher wants to speak to us? Any interaction you want? Or we'll go ahead with the next session. But then we'll be asking you questions. Somebody should be able to answer that, because in our next session, Dr. Navina from Vijayawada is going to tell you something about the universal distress signal and all. Carefully listen to what she is going to tell you. Dr. Navina, go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're at your hospital. Can you take off your mask if it is possible?
Yeah, I'm at my hospital right now. Yeah, ma'am, just a minute. I have this. Give me a second.
You have been given the share option?
Ma'am, this.
Bashir,
My,
Navina madam has been made the host.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, I am not finding my files here.
No, share screen option will be there at the bottom of your screen. If there is an issue, I'll share it for you, Navina.
Yes, ma'am. Suddenly my laptop has hung up on me, so I have again logged in using my mobile.
No, shall I share the PPT for you?
Yeah, please, ma'am. Please.
Yeah, 1 second.
I've already done this thing, started this PPT again.
Can you see my screen, Navina?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You go ahead with the PPT and keep changing the slides when you come to the end of the slide.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Hi, students. I'm Navina. As Sailja ma'am has introduced you to war, what is war, what are the kinds of abuses and all. Right now, I'm going to discuss about the management strategies. What happens when violence happens? What you should do, what you should not do. Next slide, please, ma'am. So my main topic is to, tell you about the topic, then introduce you what are madam next slide. Yeah, what is the role of bystanders and bridging the gender divide, what we are going to do about it. And please note that children, as you have already done the pre-test, the post-test and feedback should be done so that we know how far you are getting the topic we are teaching you, we are letting you know, and also the feedback for us to how far we have to improve more to reach most of the students in India. Next slide, please, ma'am. So, what are the factors usually that contribute to the violence against women? It's like so many issues are there, like alcohol abuse, usage of alcohol, lack of compassion, some troubled childhood, using of drugs, and gender bias, stress, anger issues, superiority complex. All these factors contributes to the violence against women. The mindset you basic thing is what you think, what you feel. It is nurtured since childhood based on the way you are all brought up. Main thing is, are you doing correct, are you doing the good thing or not, and what to do if you know someone is being abused. Please don't be afraid. Listen to the person who is being abused, listen to the story of the victim, reassure them, stay brave, believe their story, do not blame them that that is their fault to be victimized. Keep an eye on the situation to make sure it is not getting too dangerous. Ask about their immediate plans or report to a higher authority like your teachers, parents, police, or someone who you really trust, and respect the decision of the victim, whether he or she wants to really report or what she is going to take next step. And have resources to keep the conversation going, and be careful that any actions that are taken do not harm you or your victim. Be very careful. Yes, what to do if you're being abused, if you are the victim. Then recognize the toxic behavior of the cycle of abuse. Recognize how the other person is behaving towards you, and protect yourself by leaving from the vicinity of the abuser, and avoid any escalating situations. Report the incident. Whenever you find it difficult, then first report to a person who is very trustable, and keep evidence of the abuse. Just record or photograph, or any case, if someone is sending you letters or anything else, keep a record, keep an evidence, so that whenever you're going to raise your voice, that will be your main strength. And plan a safety kit in case you have to leave your home in a hurry. Make sure, girls, all of you, I think you are maybe carrying pepper spray cans with you. Any of you have pepper spray cans with you? Students, yes or no? Or a small Swiss knife also can do, which comes in a small thing, you know. So make sure you have a safety kit with you wherever you go, and let someone you trust know of the abuse, either your friend or neighbor or your doctor or your police or parents. Let them know that this person is abusing me or I am undergoing this thing. Then speak out. Don't ever let the abuser rob you of your voice. Claiming your voice back is really, really difficult when you want to raise your voice. Don't let them stop your voice. Believe your words have power. You alone, your words have power. Speaking up is the first step to end war. Take a stand because your abuser is afraid of your voice. Anywhere, when you are brave, then the other person automatically will know that you have a voice and you can stand for yourself. Next slide. And don't let down another generation of victims. Just as it is, when you know there is a form of violence anyway, just don't make it a habit like next generation also is going to face this. No, we have to stop it where it is. Give the victim a platform to speak. Believe, don't blame him or her. Stand up for her. And don't let people forget that once someone commits abuse, they're not prone to do it again. And stand up for your friends or for your family or for anyone. Stand up for the justice. Be brave enough to be with someone who is being victimized. Next slide, please, ma'am. So safety using technology when it comes to, and you yourself download or familiarize. We have lots of apps now. Smart Shehar, Women Safety Shield Production, With You, Scream Alarm, Suspects Registry, Be Safe, Abhayan, Disha app is also there. And always whenever you're going out, share your location with your parents or your friends or someone you trust. And when you're going alone on a taxi, take a picture of the taxi driver, take the picture of a license plate, and just share it with your family. And in case of emergency, activate location or app. And I know most of you are using mobile phones. I think there is a distress sign on the mobile also. If you press the start button 3 times, then immediately your call goes to someone whom you feed as an emergency person. So it will go to 3 persons, I think. So you can enable that feature on your phone as well. And the distress signal is keep your thumb like this and 4 fingers. As you know, I think people who are more used to the Facebook or Reels or something, you might have seen so many videos showing this distress signal. Got it, children? Ma'am, this meeting has, sorry.
What happened, Navina?
I'm suddenly, this meeting has, I have exited from this meeting.
You're still there, we can see you. But I can't see the video, I can hear you.
Yes, yeah, it's something, my phone screen is showing something.
You try to log in from your laptop, huh? It's not working still.
Ma'am, just give me a second.
Shall I continue before you log in?
Ma'am, just give me a second. I'm again joining the meeting.
Okay, fine.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Yeah.
So just be aware, see the surroundings. If you see the signal, check in with the person safely to find out what they need and what you can do. If you find a threat of danger, call the local police or the helplines mentioned earlier. You can call and check for the signal, what really the person is facing. So who to contact? I think all of you know the child helpline number. What is it, children?
Child helpline number is next.
Anyone can answer me? What is it? 1098 child helpline number. So there are other helpline numbers as well, like for gender-based violence, command crime, domestic violence helpline, crime stop. And do you all know the 100? What is the number for 100? Where does it go if you dial 100? Ma'am, next slide, please. So so how to report? The reporting process. If you feel someone is undergoing abuse or something, you just need to report the incident to the local police or a special police unit such as cybercrime, or especially women's cell if the girls are facing that problem, and record the statement for police within 24 hours. Go to a hospital or a shelter home for medical examination by a female doctor and record a statement for the magistrate as well, and special court will complete the trial within a year. Next, ma'am. See, so let's keep them that way. Girls are really, really strong. They're not going to face abuse from now onwards. They're going to raise their voice and do whatever it is needed. And once again, the reminder for post-test and feedback, just do it after the whole session is over. And the women here, the lady gynecologists, we are saying no to violence against women. We are including all of you. Just tweet hashtag DHEERA together and raise our voice so that our target reaches for more than 100,000 tweets. Next slide, please. Next slide, ma'am.
Yeah, that's next PPT. We have come to the end of this PPT.
Yeah, ma'am.
Before we go ahead with the next session, I would like any student, a girl or a boy, to come forward and show me the universal distress signal, please. Or just raise your hands where you're sitting and show
Please
us
come
the
on.
signal.
Raise your hands. Yes,
All
that's
of you
good. The
raise your
last
hands and
bench
show us the
girls are
universal
doing it.
distress signal.
Boys,
Boys,
show us the distress
front.
signal. That's nice.
Yeah,
That's nice.
great.
Good, well done.
And what is child helpline number?
What is loudly? We can't hear you.
Yeah, tell us the child helpline number. Yesterday, Nikita came forward, Sai came forward. Day before yesterday, Afreen spoke. Anyone wants to speak today? Your picture
Please
is
come
being
forward.
sent to UNICEF.
See, you're all being recorded by UNICEF.
This is being live recorded in YouTube. I'm sending the link to your school. You can listen to what you're speaking on YouTube directly. Who wants to be seen on the YouTube?
Who is that brave boy or girl? Someone come in front of the camera. Just let us know what is the child helpline number. Who is that brave
Yes,
one?
who is brave? Girls? The girl who is sitting with a mask in the front. Can you please come forward?
Anyone?
Okay, fine. We are going ahead with the next session.
Yes,
Navina, you're sharing or shall I share?
ma'am, share it, ma'am. There is
one
some
second.
difficulty here, please.
Okay. Your next one is role of active bystanders, right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. So, role of once again reminding you of the pre-test and post-test. Now I'm going to discuss about bystanders. Okay. So, who is a bystander? An individual who observes an act of violence or discrimination or other problematic behavior, but are not its direct perpetrator. So, you need to whoever watches the scene of violence, they're all bystanders. Next is, so there are two types of bystanders, active and passive. Active one is who take an action and tries to stop the violence, and passives are who does not act or intervene because of their fear or their social influence or inhibitions. They'll say that we are not, I'm going late for work, or why should I bother? This is the type of where passive bystanders are. The main weapons that active bystanders have are 5 Ds. You should remember 5 Ds. One is to distract. If someone is, it's a subtle and safe way to intervene. The aim is to interrupt and derail the incident, pretend to be lost, or ask for time or address of a place. If someone you know is standing in a bus stop and that girl is being constantly verbally abused or verbally harassed by someone, just go near her, ask for the time or address of a place, or just pretend that you know that person. Let's say that akka, or like, hey, hi, when did you come here, or like that. Just distract the person who is abusing and talk something that is irrelevant and take the attention of the harasser. So you can delay and reduce the severity of the abuse. Ask the victim if she is okay, if she can see directly into your eyes, or just use something that makes sure that she's okay, and offer to accompany her or to her destination, or sit with her for a while. You can just tell her that you want to sit with her, talk, or just take her away from that situation. And delegate. Delegation is when you ask for assistance for a resource or help from a third party. If you're near a shop or a bus, or you're in a bus, you can ask the shopkeeper to keep an eye, or ask a bus conductor to intervene regarding this incident. And if you're in school, please contact your teacher for help. Next slide, please, ma'am. And document. First, assess the situation. What is being happening there, and is anyone helping the person who is being harassed? And if not, use one of the other Ds. You can either distract or delay the thing, or you can just be in the situation. And if someone else is already helping her out, and then assess your safety and also the other's safety. Only if you are safe, then go ahead and start recording the incidents. And always ask the person who was harassed what they want to do with the recording. Just take the permission of the person. Please don't use those recordings online, because using that may make her feel more depressed, and it can lead to a level of visibility that person may not want that to publicize something. See, even if our own self, we are undergoing some harassment and someone has recorded it for us and put it on online, we be happy to see it online? No, right? So just respect that victim's opinion. Next slide, please. So directly how you can respond to the harassment: by naming, by confronting the person who is harassing the victim. This can be risky, and you might again, the harasser may redirect their abuse towards you, or it may usually escalate the situation. You be clear, confident, cautious, then only go and directly respond or confront the harasser. The golden rule is only to intervene if it's safe, or for you to do so. If not safe, call the police 100 or 1098, which is a child helpline number. More ways where you can get involved, like not only you, now you're listening to us and you know what will happen if someone harasses, or what is happening in a victim's life, how you have to behave towards a victim. You can just educate your brothers or sisters at home. You can organize actions, skits in your school, or appreciate someone practicing bystander intervention. Like someone is there who is by intervening the harasser, then you can go help him, as like give support to them. And if you know some organizations they are doing this kind of work, just donate a little bit of time to them. The wrong things to do or say to the victim: never do blame the victim. She herself doesn't go into the situation. She's not the one who is like nobody, by knowing, they don't go into a place where they get abused. Don't tell things like, why did she go at night, why did she park her scooter there, why did she go alone, or why did she not call police instead of calling someone. Victim blaming should never be done, ever. Imagine yourself in place of victim, then you will understand how far she is there. And once again, it's a post-test and feedback reminder to all of you. So we courageously together will say no to violence against women. #DHEERA together. Let's tweet together. Whoever have Twitter accounts, you can just go log in and write no to violence and #DHEERA together. And please help us building a voice. Our target is 100,000 tweets, and add your courageous voice to that conversation.
I can see girls writing down what we are telling you. One person, please come forward and tell me what the 5 Ds are. I've seen girls noting down. They have got a pad and a paper and a pen in their hand. Any one student come forward and tell me what the 5 Ds are.
You don't need to look
Yeah,
at
one girl is coming forward. Great. No, this is the school I've had maximum interaction since 3 days.
Nice, good students.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
First, a little bit forward, ma.
Please tell us your good
Yeah.
name.
What's your name?
Shreya.
Can't hear you. Louder.
Shreya.
Yeah. Shreya, tell me what are the 5 Ds? Yes, distract, delay.
Delay.
Great.
Yes, very good.
A big round of applause for her.
Shreya.
Great. Shreya, your picture is being taken. I am sending it to my national coordinator. Your school, I should appreciate, has had the maximum interaction till now. I've had both girls and boys coming forward and speaking. Shreya, tell me what is the child helpline number?
Yes,
Yeah, great.
she's coming.
Any teacher who wants to tell us how you feel about this program or any queries? Maybe they're sitting at the back. They're all looking back.
Yeah.
One is coming forward.
Good
We
morning,
can't
sir.
see you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Sir, we can't hear you. Maybe you'll have to come a bit closer to that. Got a mic there?
My name is Rambabu NS.
Yes, sir.
As I teach biology,
Oh,
as we are very proud to have this type of session here. And
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
our students have learned many things. Actually, until we get this intimation to our school, frankly, I'm saying that I don't know about this DHEERA program. But after attending this class, I have got a lot of things in this. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
your
much.
support, sir.
Our next speaker, Dr. Manjusri from Vijayawada, has joined us. We'll go ahead with the next session. Dr. Manjusri, please put on your video. Yeah, very good morning, Dr. Manjusri. You can go ahead with the
Good afternoon, ma'am.
topic.
Good afternoon, everyone.
This is Duddupudi School in Sindhanur, Raichur district in Karnataka. This is the third session we are having with them. And you will share your PPT?
I'll try, ma'am. 1 second. Ma'am, I'm not able to share.
1 second. I'll share it for you.
Yeah.
Can you see my screen, Dr. Manjusri?
Yeah, ma'am, I can see.
Yeah, go ahead.
So thanks for giving this opportunity, and very nice to see you all kids and gathering up for this session. So I am continuing with the next session, like bridging the gender divide. So just a reminder that you need to take up a post test and feedback for this, and you will be getting a certificate. So on coming to this, so we do have few names which are like specific to the gender. few names for the males and few names for the females like Shiva, Kashish, Harsha. All these we have meant for the males. There is nothing like that, and genders are nothing but socially constructed concepts. So any name can be for anyone. So we need to bridge these, and and also we have few characteristics also specific to males and females. We need to remove this from the society, like being active, being considerate, being aggressive, being creative, and being ambitious, and so on. So anything, male can be active and female can also be active. Female can be a leader too. And we in a society think that males are more active than females. So nothing like that. All males and females are equally equal. So we need to give rights for both. Female can be artistic and anything. So on considering of gender stereotyping, stereotypes are so ingrained in our culture that they have become a habitual response. And even the media and film rewards show that male behavior is more violent, more aggressive, nothing like that. And parents also are more likely to use physical punishment to sons than with the daughters. Parents are more likely to tolerate violent behavior of boys than in girls. When girls show aggressive opinions or leadership, they term it as bossy, that female is bossy, that girl is bossy, nothing like that. So both are equal, and females also can be bossy or more responsible. Is gender bias a social evil? Yes, in Indian society, we are oppressed officially. And discrimination starts from the beginning, from the young, when girls are expected to do household chores, behave submassively, all this, and emphasized women are expected to stay at home and not to go for work, all these, and more male babies are preferred over female babies. This starts from the infanticide, feticide, as madam has told now. So it starts from the beginning. If the female baby, they get abort, and if female is born, they get infanticide, all this. So workplace discrimination also, like pregnant women are not allowed to work. All these massive age gap between the men and a woman are going on in our society. So no woman is safe from sexual harassment, such as eve teasing and catcalling, all this. So women are called goddess in papers only, but even the tiniest of mistakes their behalf makes them unworthy of being respected. It is not a level playing field. So some countries still don't give women rights for the vote also, and women still don't have equal access to education. This is going on in India also, that women are not giving equally access for the educations, and child marriages are dowry are going on, and women are not giving every opportunity for them to work in this society. And one man's voice is worth more than any woman. Women have less access to financial, all these problems are going on. There is not enough representation in many fields, including in politics and all this. So we know many politicians are men, and women are not giving equal rights for this. All the genders have to work together and to create a gender neutral, gender responsive and equal, to eliminate this gender inequality and gender bias. So gender-based prejudice is not an issue for one gender.
You want me to go back to the previous slide?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am. Boys, it's not enough to not commit violence. So we must be willing to take active steps to ensure that no other men commit such violence. So if a man is good enough, if a male is good enough, he should educate the other men also to go into those steps and that not to commit any such violence. Share the care. Women take more unpaid care and domestic work than men. So we keep seeing our mothers, sisters working in our house. They are more having more work than the men at home. So we should praise them, praise our mothers and give them respect. So women spend energy and emotional labor at home with family instead of advancing career or looking after themselves. So we need to give them compliments like you are working a lot and thus if any food is cooked, so we should give them a compliment. So they'll be more happy than men giving them. So appreciate those who help you unconditionally. Respect the sacrifices being made for you. Offer to help whenever you can. Encourage women to take up their own interests. And then never we should be like boys will be like boys. So we should respect men and women equally, and we should be aware of our own behavior. Make sure we are open to criticism. Change yourself when you see toxicity or when anything is going wrong. We should change ourselves. Changing of tradition.
Your voice is not clear, Dr. Manjusri. Dr. Manjusri, we can't hear you.
I'm not.
No, your voice is breaking. Some network issues.
I'm not audible.
Breaking.
Oh.
Can you speak now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
clear
we
now.
need
Go
to
ahead.
change the notions of the traditional masculinity.
Oh, madam seems to have logged out. We'll wait for a few seconds. She'll log in again. I'll just speak to her. Dr. Manjusri, you just re-logged in. We can't see you or hear you yet. Unmute yourself, Dr. Manjusri.
Am I seen?
No, your voice is breaking now.
Regardless of gender. Is it
We can't
audible?
hear. Yeah, 1 second. Can you start with this slide again? Changing notions of traditional masculinity.
Yeah. Yes. And we should change the notions of traditional masculinity also. Like, for example, we can't say men can't cry and be strong. So they too have emotions, and we should start treating everyone the same way, regardless of gender. And we should allow ourselves the freedom to break norms and challenge stereotypes and question those that do not allow you to change the stereotypes. And we shouldn't excuse men just because they are men. Make the sensible male fashionable and not the alpha male. And these sensitive men will start changing the next generation. Men can cry, men can break down, they get anxiety and they feel insecure too, and they get abused and all these. It's not unmanly to be struggle. Let's support men and also encourage men. Men, even they struggle too. And we should respect others' choices also. When someone makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself why we shouldn't. So examine your biases, consider the circumstances that make your life different from yours. We shouldn't judge or shame their choices. Understanding the consent. So consent is very much required and it has to be given freely and it can be taken reverse. We need to be free to take it reverse. When someone asks for a coffee or to go out, when we say it should be free, yes or no. And it should be freely reversible also. When we say yes, and we have the rights to say no again. So, and it should be informed. So all these phrases and clear consent is word, yes, nothing else. And she was asking for it. Why couldn't you? Boys will be boys is never acceptable. Never victim blame. And call out sexism and harassment. All women experience sexual harassment. By this time, everyone must have experienced till by now, like sexual harassment at least once in your lifetimes. All women experience sexism once a week. Call out such behavior in a safe, respectful manner. Be an active bystander. Do not get scared. And inform one of your surroundings, your friends or your school teachers or your parents. Do not excuse like they are friends or relatives or anything. So we should take a alert and inform someone and go forward. And question your own stereotyping and prejudices. Challenge any stereotypical notions of gender, like women are not good at driving. We can't say women are not good at driving. Every woman are equal to men now. They can drive and do anything. Counter the arguments with facts, like why can't they drive and all. Beliefs otherwise. Every time a woman speaks up about her experience and she is not believed, toxic culture flourishes. When you hear a survivor story, listen and believe and support that, whatever it is, and be an ally and offer unconditional support. And when we search, top Google searches show these, like, how can you change the narrative? Women should stay at home, not work, be seen and not heard. Let's change these Google searches. Women can do anything, be anything. Okay, so this is just a reminder again for the post test and feedback. You'll be given a certificate for this. And let's tweet together, building a voice. Our target is 1 lakh plus tweets. So add your courageous voice to this conversation.
I'm going ahead with the next session. Once again. Can you see it, Dr. Manjusri? Dr. Manjusri, can you see the PPT? Decoding peer pressure.
So my next section is decoding peer pressure. So in this session, I'm going to highlight about identifying a toxic environment, good versus bad touch, the concept of consent, and the power of saying no. And this is a reminder again for the post test and feedback. So what is peer pressure? So everyone must have experienced like someone asking for a movie or bunk classes and offering an alcohol or a cigarette. So it can be by influence that peers have won each other to conform to behaviors and personal habits of a group. So they might be having pressure to accept that moment. So, and you might be having fear of excluding from that group, and you must be accepting by force. No, that shouldn't happen. Most of the time, peer pressure is too subtle to identify, but has enormous effects. So there are types of peer pressures, like spoken directly spoken when a person asks you to do something. So that could be a spoken one. When it's unspoken, like without giving a second thought, you might be acceptable to that situation. And there could be direct or indirect, when a pair has to make a spot decision, like you can't say no when, example, for handling over a cigarette. So you should have your own thought for it. And indirect, when a peer overhears nothing gossiping and changes behavior due to indirect pressure. And it could be positive when a pair is influenced by behavior that is healthy and responsible, and can be negative if that behavior is against their moral code. This picture shows that a man is giving a hug to a female. So this could be a fake friend, and he could be stabbing behind. So could be more of fake friendships. So your friends make you feel bad about yourself. So your friendship is on their terms. No, it shouldn't be there. It should have an equal right. You should also have the own terms. You're never sure where you stand. Gossip is constant about friends. Effort is one-sided. You should also have the same effort about your friendship. They don't respect your boundaries. You feel pressure to do things you don't want to. There is a competition to be popular. You are terrified one mistake could make them leave you. They encourage your worst traits. These are all the signs of a toxic environment. And how to avoid these uncomfortable situations. So avoid going out with strangers. If a person calls you and you doesn't know them, so better avoid the situation. Make sure your parents or siblings are aware of where you are about. If you are going to a movie, just inform your parents or someone, your sister or whomever if it is, and take a phone with you always when you are going out. And respect other people's boundaries. Draw your own boundaries. Be confident to say no to anything you are not comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with a person going out, say boldly no. And dial the police number 100 if you feel a sense of danger anytime. And what boys to avoid? Boys who are against feminism, boys who are rude to their mothers, boys who don't respect your physical boundaries, and who pressure you to send nude pictures, who starts a fight, and boys who slurs like slut or whatever bad words if they talk about, who comment on a girl's appearance without her asking for an opinion, and who makes jokes against girls. So we should avoid these kind of men. And also girls whom to avoid: girls who think it's unmanly to cry, girls who hit or slap their boyfriends, and who are totally materialistic, who call other girls with a bad slangs, and who don't respect your physical boundaries, who call you a girl thinking it's an insult, and who don't think men can be victims of abuse and rape. And these boundaries will sound like, I will end this phone call if you continue to shout at me. Yes, you can. I can stay for a half an hour. You can boldly say what time you need to go back and all this. You can't be restricted. Thank you for your offer. Unfortunately, I can't make it. All these boundaries you can make. I'm not comfortable discussing that. Please do not discuss it with me. I need time to think about it. I'll come back to you. And I'm not comfortable with that. If you do it again, I'll have to leave. I respect your opinion, but this is my life and my decision. And next, coming to the good touch versus bad touch, there are colors made in these where the green color says it's a good touch, and when the When they touch at the red boundaries, you need to speak out whenever you feel uncomfortable. You have the power to say no when they touch you at a red circles like chest or buttocks and parts between your legs, all these, and even mouth. And coming to the concept of consent, consent is permission for doing anything. You have always asked for a consent. Do not assume consent. We need to respect the consent. So we have no means no. We can give the consent. That is what is called the consent. When someone asks you for anything, you have the right to give a consent, yes or no. Leave me alone means no, and I'm not ready. That also means we can't. I don't feel like it. So even that means no. So never force consent. Yes means one thing. Freely given consent where both persons needs, want, and desires an integral part of the interactive. Don't say maybe if you want to. Say no. So leave the scene and end, say see you later, or make up an excuse like I just remembered I have to do something, talk to, be at such and such a place, so got to run. Or use humor like if my parents found out that they would lock me in my room for like 30 years and I would be forced to eat baigan and broccoli. Change the subject like, oh hey, almost I forgot to tell you about. Suggest a better idea like it, let's go out, and instead remember to always listen to your gut instinct. Do not live by force. Dreaming of a better future for our future generations. Yes, we need to never too young to respect women. We should have the same equal rights, and we need equal respect in this society. And I want every girl to know that her voice can change the world. And please do remember about the post-test and feedback, and you will be awarded a certificate. And thanks to this for the listening so attentively, and thanks to all the members who have created these PPTs and all. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Manjushree, for that wonderful elaboration. I would only want to stress some points told by Dr. Manjushree. Please don't think that it's only the girls who are undergoing violence. Males are also undergoing violence sometimes. We only want to make it clear that it is not okay to accept any kind of violence. We have told you which girls to avoid. You should understand there are also men undergoing rape. But the incidence in women is more, so it is being publicized. Please understand, whenever somebody faces such an act, they should not be ashamed of it because they are not to blame. The perpetrator of that crime should be pointed out. Please speak up. Just give information to any person you trust. Otherwise, this will continuously go on. Today, he is doing it against one person. Tomorrow, he'll continue it against second person. And someday, you yourself might face the same situation. So please understand, it is never okay to say yes to violence against women. Always raise your voice. Say no to any kind of violence against women, whatever we have told you right now. Thank you to all the teachers, especially Murthy Garu and Rani Madam, who readily agreed when I informed them about this DHEERA project. And a big thank you to Mr. Banu, who did the entire groundwork, and all those courageous girls and boys who came forward to interact with us from Dudupudi School. Thank you, and a big thank you to Dr. Manjushree and Dr. Navina, who are there with me, the faculty today. And a huge thank you to Dr. Santikumari for making this really happen. Thank you, everyone. Sriman, we can log out?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we are closing this session now. Thank you, everyone.
Madam, you have informed about post-test and feedback, right?
Yes, we have informed. I have sent the link also. They are doing it, Sriman. You'll get it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, great. Okay.